Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Music of the Week. Only 5 albums, and I'll get to why there's only 5 albums, because there was going to be 6. The last one was going to be a collab album between Yellowcard and an electronic duo named Hammock. Unfortunately, when I looked into that album and found out that there was just the bands covering each other's songs, I decided that doesn't count because it doesn't fucking count. So I've got 5 actual albums which don't have covers, last time I checked, to go through, so I'm going to go through them as quick as I can. It shouldn't take so long because there's only 5 this time. We begin with Judas Priest and their new album Invincible Shield. Judas Priest are one of the longest standing metal bands ever. They've been around since the 70s, I think. They're from my neck of the woods, roundabouts. I'm giving the highest grade of the episode with an A. Fucking, yeah, loves pretty much everything about this one. It's just their classic heavy metal as you would come to expect it. And for my first Judas Priest album in full as well, I think I picked a really damn good one to start on. Rob Halford, at the age of 72, by the way, still sounds amazing. He's going to be 73 this year and he still sounds good. I stand gay metal grandpa so hard. He's awesome. The entire band is fucking great too. The guitar work on this is really nice. I love the production. I think it does help with the album. It doesn't really try to pick up too much slack, which is good. It doesn't feel like it's trying to cover any blemishes because there's not really many. The pacing's pretty good as well. I think it might be my main sort of issue because I don't know, a few of the formulas and even the choruses do repeat themselves a little bit, but everything else is great. I do like the lyrical messaging as well. From what I can remember about the lyrics, I think there's stuff about addiction, and stuff about religion. There is religious themes. I just remember that now. Just priests like to work those into their songs, and yeah, no, really good pacing, instrumental work. It's fucking great. It's Judas Priest. You don't really need much more endorsement, just go listen. Next we have Cure the Lights with their second album and my second as well, Death Melodies. I covered their debut titled Sinner, and I prefer Sinner over this. I'm still giving this a B. I still thought this was a really good bit of British style metalcore. It doesn't really feel like it pushes too many boundaries is my main problem with it. It feels very by the numbers of box standard, but it's really good by the numbers of box standard. It's got more of a melodic feel than the last one. It's a much cleaner album in terms of vocals as well. Not as much screaming, but it's still here. But I like that they have a more clean approach to this. Really solid instrumentation as well. I do like most of the riffs and breakdowns. I wish there were more solos. I wish that there were more of those to flesh it out. Again, much like with Judas Priest, a lot of the pacing feels a bit repetitive, but in this one it feels a bit worse somehow because it doesn't really have anything epic to back that up. The performances are good. I don't mind the production either. I think it is nice and clean. That's most of my thing with the album. It's just nice and clean and good. Doesn't really feel like it wants to shoot for anything higher, but I'm completely fine with that. It's still some really solid metalcore with good themes of suicide and addiction. I know that there's a song about addiction on this one, and it's probably my favourite song on the album. It's called Sleeping with the Devil. So, yeah, really good stuff. Actually, no, my favourite song on the album is called Bleeding. But Sleeping with the Devil is a song about addiction. It's also really good. But still, recommend you check it out. Sorry for rambling. Next, we have a band called Collapse, and what I think is their second album titled AR. Collapse are not a band from America or England like the previous two, well, the UK. They're a band from Denmark, and it's sort of hard to describe their stuff. It's sort of a post-metal hardcore thing. I'm giving it a B plus because it's one of the most interesting listens I've had, and I think my main reason I'm giving it a B plus is because it focuses a bit more on the instrumentation than it does any lyrics. Now there is lyrics, but you really have to dig to try and find themes. And from what I found of those themes, there is themes of reality and existentialism, and it's quite bleak with those. But it's mostly just the riff work that really sells it. A few of the songs do drag a little bit, but just how fucking heavy the riffs are, and they fill even the long songs with quite a lot of good stuff, and the short ones too. And there's really good performances, and if I could tell you more about the themes, I would. But what I like is that it doesn't just feel like a jangled mess, and I think that was the biggest risk it could have run, but it sounds really good. And the production's got this really raw and very unnerving feel, but in a really, really good way. And also, goddamn, the cover's nice. So yeah, that's why I'm giving it the grade of the B plus. I Really liked it. I just wish that there was more to decipher because it's not an easy one to get into, which is probably why I'd recommend a little bit against it. But if you are willing to take that journey, you're going to get a very interesting listen out of this. Next up, we have Ninja Sex Party with their newest album, These Nuts, and I'm considering this their 6th album because cover albums, as I said earlier, do not fucking count. Giving this an A minus though, because Ninja Sex Party are fucking hilarious. I think my main sort of issue with it is that it doesn't really sound like anything you wouldn't expect from the band. This is only the second Ninja Sex Party album I've heard, by the way, and I still thought it was fucking hilarious. Like, songs about getting ready for a show, getting anxiety at a party, can't relate to that at all. A hamster saving a fictional galaxy, an alien coming to Earth just to take Danny's nut heat, as it's called, and a great spoonerism song about having sex. Digglebick is an amazing song. My favourite song on the album is still Let's Save the Earth, which is like a song about environmentalism and how we should help the planet. Also met with a message that the lead singer wants to date your mum. It's pretty great, like the lyrics are fucking hilarious. And what I like is that they're innocent as well. You know, there is like the fair share of dick jokes, but it doesn't really go too hard with anything, and I like how it focuses on the sillier aspects of it, and it's like the good silly. It's not the dumb silly, it's definitely the fun kind. Danny is an amazing vocalist. Brian Wecht is still a great instrumentalist as well. This is one of the popular albums I've heard by them. Like, there's still good guitar work and drums, but it's the keyboard and more synth work that stands out a bit more for me on this one. Production's really good too. Very clean, very solid. Not, that was my toe cracking in case you heard that. Not a lot of complaints with that. Pacing is really good too. And also quite like the cover. I don't know why I keep bringing it up. Yeah, good performances, really good beat work. Funny fucking album. Good pacing, pretty great everything. So yeah. And finally, we have Punch Love with what I think is their second album, titled Channels. This is a shoegazy sort of act. Obviously, an Ninja Sex Party, a comedy rock / comedy pop / synth poppy stuff. I just realised I didn't really cover that too well. Punch Love are a shoegazy sort of thing. And I'm giving this one a B, and I liked it quite a lot. I do think the riffs were really, really good. I thought the performances were quite impassioned, and this is a band that comes across as quite intelligent because they clearly have a lot of ideas. Unfortunately, I could not find fucking anything for lyrical themes or lyrical topics, and I did not like the production on this one as much as I liked pretty much everything else. I think it buries the vocals too much in the mix, and I think it's overly dense and it's trying a bit too hard. You know, and the band, I think, self-produced it as well, so if that is the case, which I think it might be, then they only... there we go. Then they only have themselves to blame, really. Which is weird, because, like, in terms of the performance aspect, they're fucking great. The lead singer's really good. I like a lot of bass work, whoever the bassist is. And, again, the instrumentation overall is really solid. It's a very innovative sort of shoegaze album that tries to get in quite a lot. I think it does spill a bit. In fact, I think it might be their debut. Either way, it's still very early into their career, and they do have a chance to learn from it, and I hope that they take the chance to learn from it. It's probably my least favourite album of the episode, but it does still do quite a lot of itself right, and it's the band's dedication and overall the riff work that sells it. Again, nothing really if you want a story, which is weird because there are vocals in the album. I just couldn't find any lyrics or anything. Production's not terrible, and even the pacing isn't bad. I do feel like it does try a bit too hard, but it does throw in a few good twists here and there to mix it up a bit. It's just the production that really lets things down for me on this one. And that'll about do it for the actual albums being covered. So although the ranking system should not take as long, because normally it'd be 6 albums, this time it's 5. I would go with Punch Love with Channels, Kill the Lights with Death Melodies, Collapse with AR, Ninja Sex Party with These Nuts, and Judas Priest with Invincible Shield. As always, you should go listen to all of these on your own, because that's what makes this shit that we do quite interesting. As for favourite album cover, it goes to Collapse with AR, because I didn't think that the colour pink could scare me, but that album cover literally looks like it's going to lay a frog spawn style egg thing in my nightmare. And favourite song is kind of hard. I am torn between Bleeding from Death Melodies and just because it's bloody great, Let's Save the Earth by Ninja Sex Party, but I'm going to take a bit more of a serious route and go with Bleeding. I think that's probably my favourite song from all the albums I listened to over the past weekend. That'll be it. that'll about do it though. The next thing you'll see me for will be tomorrow. I'll be doing a reaction, but there's not going to be any PPW vs AVW because last Friday was War of Attrition. We're taking a break for a week, so the show's going to return next Friday. But tomorrow I'm going to finally be doing that reaction to the new Set It Off song. I hope I am at the very least. So I'll see you all tomorrow for something, and as always, thank you for watching, you're awesome. Bye bye.